Rain gardens are a beautiful way to keep water where it falls, capturing runoff from the roof, hard surfaces, and lawn. Keeping water where it falls helps reduce the risk of flooding and drainage problems and helps protect Lake Michigan and our waterways from pollution. Plus, you'll support and attract pollinators and songbirds to your landscape. Even in a small yard, you can help manage storm water by installing a rain garden. It's the next step after disconnecting your downspout from the sewer system. Don't worry about standing water and mosquitoes. Rain gardens are designed to collect water and allow it to quickly soak in, so the soil dries until the next rainfall. That means you won't have standing water that lingers long enough to create a mosquito breeding ground. When selecting a location for your rain garden, consider these factors. Keep at least 6, preferably 10 feet away from your home's foundation, so the water that soaks into the ground is less likely to seep into the foundation. With the porch and existing garden, we are 12 feet from this home's foundation. Avoid areas where water tends to pond and where tree roots may make it difficult to dig or where digging could damage desirable trees. Avoid underground utilities. Call 811 or file online at diggershotline.com at least 3 working days before you start digging. This free service will coordinate having any underground utilities marked in your work area. They don't mark private lines, such as an electric line to a detached garage. This is your responsibility. Next, contact your local city or village to mark your lateral. This is the underground sewer pipe you own that carries water from your home to the city sewer pipe in the street. Keep your rain garden as far away from this pipe as possible. This may only be 2 to 3 feet in a small city lot. After disconnecting your downspout, use a rope, hose, or extension cord to lay out your bed, then outline with paint. Aim for at least 15 to 25 square feet and at least 6 feet from your house. You'll also want the ground sloping away from the house. A drop of 1 inch for every foot you move away from the house for the first 5 to 10 feet is ideal. If the ground slopes to your house, you'll need to adjust the grade to avoid water draining to the foundation. Select 15 to 20 rain garden plants suited to the growing conditions. If new to gardening, consider using just 3 to 5 different species for a bit easier maintenance. Make sure the plants you select will thrive in the amount of sunlight. Short, low-maintenance plants that do not spread aggressively are good choices. Include spring, summer, and fall bloomers for a season of color for you and pollinators to enjoy. Place drought-tolerant plants on the edges of the garden that dry out faster and moisture-loving plants in the center. Remove the sod and use it to patch bare spots in the lawn or turn it green side down in the compost pile. Start digging on the side closest to the house. Adjust digging depth to create a level surface throughout the bed. Your rain garden will need to be 5 to 8 inches deep throughout the garden. Use some of the excess soil to create a berm on the far side of the garden to help contain the water if needed. Have a wheelbarrow or tarp handy to collect any remaining excess soil. Use it to fill low spots or just the grade around your house. Mix a 2-inch layer of compost into the top 6 to 12 inches of soil to improve drainage in heavy soil and water holding ability in fast draining soil. This is a good time to incorporate Milorganite slow-release fertilizer. It will help get your plants off to a healthy start as it adds nutrients and organic matter to the soil. Direct your downspout to the garden. Prevent washouts and erosion by placing stones where the downspout empties into the rain garden. Lay plants out in the garden and adjust as needed. Loosen any circling roots if needed. Set the plants in the ground, covering the roots with soil. Mulch the soil, being careful not to bury the crowns of the plants. Use a mulch like hardwood bark mulch that will stay in place and help conserve moisture and suppress weeds. Select mulch that has a Mulch and Soil Council certification on the label, or obtain your mulch from a reliable source. Ask how they obtain, monitor, and manage their products to minimize the risk of insect, disease, and other contaminants. Water the newly planted garden. Check the soil moisture every few days and water thoroughly as needed. Decrease frequency, but continue to water thoroughly as plants begin to establish a deeper root system. After a year or two, you'll only need to water during extended dry periods. Once your garden is installed, take a few pictures to record your design and help you identify the plants next spring. If your rain garden has standing water 24 hours after a heavy rain, consider expanding its size to help absorb more water. Even when space is limited, rain gardens can be a great way to grow a beautiful garden with many benefits. They provide habitats for pollinators and birds while helping to keep rainwater on your landscape instead of overwhelming storm sewers. So be part of the solution. Help prevent basement backups and reduce water pollution and sewer overflows by installing a rain garden this season.